right. Hello, good day, good evening, grand rising to everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Angelina, your clearest conscience holistic lifestyle coach and host, here with you this evening for Builders Alliances. I am here every Friday on YouTube and Facebook, typically at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. However, I had a situation where I was waiting for a tow to come. I'm getting rid of a vehicle and I've been waiting forever to get rid of it. So I've been waiting for this title and everything. So much stuff has gone on. So, um, long story short, I was waiting. And so for all of you that have watched and saw my post and it switched from 8 to 8:30 to 8:45 to 9, that's why I was trying to delay waiting to get that taken care of. But I had to go ahead and postpone because it's getting late. And those of you that know me know that it is way past my bedtime. So I'm going to thank you all for tuning in. Of course, thank you, Queen Kathy B, with United Empires of Queen Kathy B, that stands on her own in her own right, with her and her king, but alongside with United Empires of Akibalan, as well as the Good Morning from Africa Town, Los Angeles morning radio show, which is a branch for, right? No, they weren't playing games, Queen. It was me. My apologies. Yes, so Good Morning from Africa Town is a branch from the United Empires of Akibalan. It is our morning radio show. So shout out to Queen Kathy B, who is always supportive of all of us. Myself, Queen Tina Berry with Straight No Chaser with the Queen, D Mays with Mind Games Uncut. Of course, Pablo X is with us, always doing the work with Africa Town in Los Angeles. And then Mr. P. We have a group of people doing great things. Lynn is amazing. Black Love 17, a whole bunch of people that are amazing. So thank you so much for the support. My Queen Mother, who is always supportive. I love her so much. I love my parents. I love my grandparents, my family so much. So hope you all are having a great evening. Shout out to Black Men's Group, BMG of Indy, my King Uncle Brian, my Queen Aunt Gloria Carter, my Queen Aunt. So shout out to everyone. So yes, a few shout outs there. Any new connections that I'm making, shout out to everyone. Shout out to all the support. So we are here for Wealth Builders Alliances. My sister shared with me, I love feedback. So you all feel free to give feedback in the chat. I'm sorry, let me take this banner off. Feel free to give feedback in the chat. Feel free to comment and connect with me. I'm going to put my information at the bottom in email. If you have something to critique, this is something new for me. My mother will tell you that I am not a fan of going live. It is not my big thing. Being on social media like that is not my big thing. So if you have something that you can give feedback on, feel free to do that. I am always open for constructive criticism. But my sister, my Queen sister, did let me know that when I do share things on the screen, as far as the PowerPoints, it is difficult for you all to see, and I'm aware of that. So, and the reason why I do the PowerPoints is for me to stay on cue and to stay focused. So I know you all can't always see those, so I do read them word for word. But what I will do, I promise you, I'm figuring out my schedule for the weekend. Like I said, I mentioned the United Empires of Akibalan. I mentioned Good Morning from Africa Town. I'm gonna put those websites up because I am so grateful to be a part of this group, this empire. And I am privileged to be able to assist with their websites as well as my own and a few others. So I do stay busy. And every time I get on here, I do give any more of the excuses to me. It's my truth and I'm being honest and I'm trying to do the best I can, but I can always do better, right? And be more focused. And that is what I do at Clear as Conscience. That's what my platform is all about. So make sure you check out these websites. I promise you, this weekend I'm going to be focused on spending time with my family and my king, and getting some work done with my websites, all these websites. So in regards back to my sister, she mentioned that a lot of times you can't see the things that I'm posting. Oh, yes, I'm going to mention that. When I'm doing the PowerPoints, but like I said, it's so I can stay on cue. But what I will do this weekend is I will make sure all the past recordings that I've done, I will put that information on my website. And that information is down below, www.clearestconscience-hlc.com. I will put all that stuff on there so you all can take a look at that information and have the information for you to just kind of gander at, right? So Queen Kathy is traveling. Like I said, we're part of United Empires of Akibalon, and she is gone to the land that her and Queen Kathy, Queen Tina Berry have purchased as the original founders of the United Empires of Akibalon. And like I said, I'm so grateful to be a part of that. But she's gone down, and I'm going to have to post some pictures that she shared on that website, as far as her going down and looking at the land and seeing the growth that we have as far as growing food and all that stuff. So stay tuned for all that. So I'm working on those things, and thank you all for your patience. Please like and share, and we're going to get right into this conversation. Okay, so if you all want to grab a pen and paper and take some notes, I don't have all the answers. As a life coach, a lifestyle coach, my goal is to share the experience and do my due diligence and research things and give the best information possible. Okay. I'm an expert on what I know in my experiences, and I try to pay those things forward to other people. So always appreciate feedback and the support, right? So I'm going to get into this conversation. So tonight we are talking about, the conversation is healthy management of money in intimate relationships. Okay. Healthy management of money in intimate relationships. So this month, last week, we talked about budgeting. Okay. And then it may have been the week before that or 2 weeks before that, we talked about relationships and how different sorts of relationships can affect how you grow your wealth. All right. So tonight we're going to be talking about more intimate relationships when it comes to couples. Okay. Whether you're married or not. So we're going to have that conversation. And this conversation is powered by Acorns. Let me hide this. Hang on just a second. I'm trying to find this ticker. I'm trying to turn off this ticker. So sorry. So this conversation is powered by Acorns. So again, you all, why can't I get this off here? If you go to my post, if you go to my Facebook page, whether it's my personal page or my Clearest Conscience page, you can, it's on the top of that page is pinned an Acorns app. When you sign up for Acorns, really quickly, Acorns is just a way to invest your spare change. Okay. And it's an awesome way to make passive income. So that's why I encourage you all to look into that. I will play a promo for that in just a little bit, but make sure you all look into that. Grab a pen and paper, and we're going to get into this conversation. So we were talking about different kinds of relationships, right? A few weeks ago. So this time we're talking about more intimate relationships. And like I said, I'm going to share my screen, but feel free this weekend. I will post all this and you all can see this on my page. Okay. So let's start with this. Share my screen. Okay, here we go. So this is powered by Acorns. So that's what I was saying with Acorns. This information, I have an exclusive package with Acorns. So you can invest starting with $5 a month investing, and that money is invested in stocks and bonds, and it actually grows your money better than just putting it in a savings account or throwing it under your mattress or in a piggy bank somewhere, right? So it's an awesome way to invest your money, especially with your children. The holidays are coming up, so something to think about. So I started investing a little more, and I started investing $9 a month on top of my spare change. And so with that, I get this information. They have a learning center about investing, earning, saving, all kinds of things, stocks, all kinds of things. So I want to share this information with you, and I want to give credit where credit's due, because this is not my information, and I do not want to infringe on anyone else's hard work. Okay, so anything I share with you that is not my information will be on my community page on my Clearest Conscience website. I want to encourage you. It is Clearest Conscience Holistic Lifestyle Coaching. I do have coaching services, but I do want to encourage you all to go over there and subscribe for free via email, and just be involved. It's a community, okay? So it's not just you having to pay for services. I try to post a lot of different things that empower people. So my motto for my Clearest Conscience Holistic Lifestyle Coaching is promoting empowerment through acknowledgement, accountability, and integrity. So a lot of things that I share with you all is because I do my research, and I can't charge you for things that I've taken the time to do. Now, when I put things together and take my time to do my own presentations, that's another story. But I do want to empower people, and that's why I do ask you to like and share so that other people can get this information, and we can just pay it forward, right? That's what this is all about. So we're going to have this conversation. And like I said, this is going to be up so you all can see it on my website this weekend. So thank you for your support. So let me click over here so I can see what I'm looking at. So this is Acorns. This is from the Acorns app. Again, if you all go over, actually, before we start, I am going to share this promo with you guys, just to give you some incentive to go over to Acorns and sign up using the link that I provided for you on my Facebook page, or you can go on my website. So let me play this promo and we'll get through that, and we'll just dive right into this information. Hey, have you started growing your money with Acorns yet? If not, what are you waiting for? Acorns app is amazing. It is a game changer when it comes to investing your spare change and growing your money. I want to invite you to go to my Facebook Clearest Conscience page, or you can visit www.clearestconscience-hlc.com to sign up for Acorns using the link that I have provided. When you sign up for as little as $5 investing a month, Acorns is going to match that first investment with an additional $5. In addition to that, I am offering giveaways every week, and they change every week. All you have to be is the first of 4 people to sign up no later than Saturday to win the gift that is being presented for the week. So again, please go to my Facebook page. It is pinned at the top of my post, and you can find that Acorns link there, just as you see here. Or you can go to my Clearest Conscience website page. And again, that is www.clearestconscience-hlc.com. And you're going to look for Acorns Coin Conscious, and you're going to click on that link and sign up there. Make sure you're one of the first 4 to do so to win the apparel that we have being presented here today. Thank you. All right, so there's that. So this week up until tomorrow, which is Saturday the 9th, if you sign up using that link, you can choose your hoodie. So I do apparel, I do custom-made apparel, and then I do have a online apparel store. So you can choose your design. The holidays are coming up. If you want to give somebody something, now's a good time to do it. So sign up for Acorns. Good way to also earn passive income, which is why I'm sharing that with you, right? To help you all grow, to help me grow. So I just recently, I'm looking for a new car. because I have to get my oldest son a car. So I've been putting money into Acorns, not even thinking about it when I swipe my debit card. And I have, thousands of dollars in that account for me and my son that I've been growing just with Spirit Change. So I was able to use that money towards the purchase of a car. So something to think about. So anyways, without further ado, thank you all for sticking with me. Let's get into this conversation. Powered by Acorns. So again, we are talking about healthy management of money in intimate relationships. Now, this is whether you are married or in a committed relationship. Okay. And I'm saying that because when we're talking about finances and whatnot, that's a part of commitment, right? When you're in a committed relationship, that's when you start talking about finances, not just somebody you're booed up with or whatever's going on. So let's dive into this conversation. And again, I will have this on my website so you all can see it better. So Powered by Acorns, how to handle money in a relationship. So we're going to be talking about how to handle your finances with your partner and understanding how it can make or break your relationship. Having conversations about money goals and spending where each person feels heard can always help. And then budgeting for play money that each person can spend without talking to the other about it is also key, according to what experts say. So part of this, part of my title was, are you dealing with bums, ballers, or bosses? Why is that important for this conversation? First of all, let me explain what I mean by that. And you all know, like, I like to be very transparent and use definitions, right? But I'm just going to give you my vague thought process on those terms with this conversation. So are you dealing with bums, ballers, or bosses? And that goes for male and female. It doesn't matter what your gender is, your ethnicity, your race, whatever. Okay. What do you think about with the bum? Someone that doesn't have any ambition, no goals, right? No motivation, nothing to offer, nothing to balance out, right? Then you have the ballers that do have ambition, that do have motivation, that do have drive. But then is it long-term ambition and goals and motivation? Right? Ballers have, they have the money, they have the material things, but do they have provision for the future? Are they planning to leave a legacy, to acquire assets, to earn, to own, right? To have ownership in things, business, land, property, whatever, stocks, bond, whatever. Because bosses have assets. Bosses leave legacies. Bosses set goals that are attainable and achieve goals one after another after another. And it's a lifestyle. It's not a hustle. And it's not an excuse. So in the chat, so I'm going to ask you, in life overall, not with relationships right now. Let's think about in life overall. Do you deal with, overall, do you feel like you deal with bums, ballers, or bosses? 1 for bums, 2 for ballers, and 3 for bosses. Let me put that in the chat. Okay, there we go. So what do you got? So do you deal with bums, ballers, or bosses? Overall, I'm talking about this overall relationships. When you're dealing with people that you go out with, that you invite to social events, that you hang out with. Overall, what do you think you deal with people, relationships overall? Queen Kathy says 3. So we got bums, ballers, or bosses. Queen Kathy says 3. I agree with her. I agree. Now, every once in a while, you'll get that bum in there. There's nothing wrong with the ballers. But when it comes to intimate relationships, what do you deal with? And see, that's important because a lot of times we click up with people in social gatherings and then we wind up in relationships with people from social gatherings, right? So birds of a feather flock together. Game recognizes game. However you want to put it, right? So what happens? Queen Kathy said never bums. I know that's right. They're not difficult to spot out, right? You know, a lot of times we have pity. I know I do. I'd be feeling sorry for some of these folks. I'd be trying, but there's not enough patience. It's not enough, to get me through it. We have to learn how to cut those things off. So when we look at intimate relationships, a lot of us deal with bum people in social gatherings, or we deal with a bunch of ballers. How many of us know a bunch of ballers? People that make stuff happen, make stuff pop. There's nothing wrong with hustlers and entrepreneurs, but people that just always got stuff going on. There's no consistency. There's no follow through. There's no completion of things. They can make it happen. They can survive and make things pop off, but there's no consistency, or there's a lack of consistency. There's a lack of certainty and reliability, right? And then you deal with people that are bosses that don't have tolerance for people that don't have motivation, they don't have ambition, they don't have goals. My queen sister's one of those people. She is quick to cut you off, real quick. Like, she has no tolerance. She's very compassionate, but she's a beast when it comes to dealing with nonsense. And I've learned so much from her, really, because I'd be the one. Queen Kathy will tell you, I'd be the one. I don't love playing devil's advocate, but I'm comfortable playing devil's advocate, because you never know how people are dealing with things, how people think, right? So think about who you're dealing with. So yeah, who we deal with? Bums, ballers, or bosses, right? And again, we can mix them up, but when it comes to intimate relationships, we're going to go back to the slide, and I'm going to show you why it's important to look at these things when we're dealing with intimate relationships, when it comes to our finances and our money. Because a lot of us anymore have a tendency to get in relationships, and we're so quick to be open with our finances. We're giving people stuff, paying people's bills, all kinds of nonsense that goes on. And there's nothing to balance things out. I don't have a problem with people making statements. What do you bring to the table? Now, I don't know, Queen Kathy, you tell me, whoever's in the chat, tell me, it's disputable. You don't come off the bat like you're auditioning somebody for a lifetime commitment with you on a first date. But at some point in time, you have to have a conversation with people that you're dealing with. You have to be able to not just have a conversation, but sit back and look at people and wonder what they have to bring to the table. What they have to contribute to their life as well as yours. If they don't have nothing for them, then they don't have nothing for you, right? So we have those conversations. People get so oversensitive when people talk about those things, and we want to say people are toxic and man-hating and, women or whatever, all these things. But these are important conversations to have. So let's keep going and let's figure out why. So it says your finances can have a huge impact on your relationship. In fact, one survey says that 83% of Americans said that finances were the cause of their divorce or separation. So we're talking about committed relationships, right? Not just whatever. But money doesn't have to be the source of conflict. So when it says 83% of Americans said that finances were the cause of divorce or separation, it doesn't mean a lack of money. It may mean having conversations about money, how you handle money, the expectations with money, the responsibilities, not just the amount, right? Says regardless if there's a primary breadwinner or dual income earners, successful couples have shared financial objectives, a mutual vision for the future, and an agreed upon plan on how to achieve their financial priorities. And this is from Judith Ward, who is a certified financial planner. Thank you, Miss Judy Ward. So again, success comes from sharing financial objectives. Well, I'm going to spend money on this. Well, what about this? Prioritizing, right? Having a mutual vision for the future. So if you're already in a relationship, this may be a little different. It doesn't mean that it's impossible that you cannot reorganize and reprocess how you think in your relationship when it comes to how you deal with your finances. But if you are starting a relationship, this is a perfect time for you to think about these kind of things. Are you entering into a relationship with somebody that has mutual financial goals? You know, are you entering with somebody that has any financial goals for the future? These are things you need to ask yourself, right? Let me take this over here. Where am I at? And then the financial priorities. And then here are the money. So we're going to talk about money habits and choices successful couples make to ensure a healthy and stable partnership, according to Ward and 2 other financial planners. Okay. So here's some tips. And again, we're looking at Acorns, the Acorns app, which I have. So this is on it, on a more exclusive plan, $9 a month for so much information. And it's investing your money. So check it out. So moving forward, ways to move forward. So respect your partner's contributions. So we're going to get into this conversation. And as a lifestyle coach, I want to keep it real. Like I said, I don't have all the answers. I share things with you, being open and honest for my growth as well as yours. So I don't mind being open and honest with things, so we can learn together. Okay. So of course, I'm going to share my own stories and be relatable. So please like and share, everyone. So to have a healthy relationship with your partner and your shared finances, respect your partner's contribution. And this is from Lily Vasilev. Sorry if I pronounced her name wrong. She's a certified financial planner and founder. So it says successful couples value both partners. That means self and your partner, right? So you have to value yourself. Let's not miss that. Regardless of whether each person works outside the home or is a stay-at-home parent, and that goes for mothers and fathers. Shout out to both. Since taking care of children is also a full-time job, both partners put in effort, plan together, and take their financial responsibilities seriously. Each partner should want the other to be financially independent, stable, and equally accountable for their economic partnership. So let's break down what that means. So if you have a stay-at-home parent, stay-at-home partner, it doesn't mean that there's not a contribution. And now I'm not here to tell anyone how to run their home and how to do gender roles or responsibility roles, teach their own. But I think that if you are at home all day doing nothing, and I'm not talking about raising children. Like, I know for me, my children are adults now, so I don't have to pick it back to them. But I still cook for my family. I still have to clean up, even for my adult children. Now my king is different. I will cook and clean for him all day long. No problem. But I still do that with adult children, right? So it is a responsibility. But for me, not having children at home, there's no reason why my house should not look like I was sitting home all day working to make sure my husband, my king, came to home to a presentable home, right? And then, like I said, each home is different, works differently. You have children, teach its own, right? But how do you balance those things out? For me, if I'm at home, my children at home don't have all the lights on, period, point blank. My queen mother will tell you, when I get up, I'm opening up the blinds. I'm not worried about somebody looking in. Like, I want these lights off, electricity's high, light bills high, out. How you contribute, even if it's not pulling in monetary contributions, right? Each partner should want one another to be financially independent and stable and equally accountable. How many of us are dealing, again, are you dealing with bums, ballers, or bosses? How many of us are dealing with individuals that don't care about our well-being? We're in relationships that your partner has something and you're struggling. There's plenty of us that have relationships where we have children and then we have a partner and our partner doesn't care about our children because it's not their children. It's not my situation. I'm just saying it, and no shame to anyone, but people can relate, right? Because it happens. So we have to find a balance with that. That's just not healthy. That's another conversation. That's just not healthy, with all due respect. So thinking about those things. Equality is a crucial component. And this is from Nathan Astle, who is a licensed marriage and family therapist and certified financial therapist. Shout out to all the coaches, therapists, counselors, life coaches, all that good jazz, mentors. The important thing is that the money is the same for each partner. So if I get $100 each month to spend, so do you. And it's agreed upon by both partners, even if one partner makes more money than the other. The money is a combined resource and both should have equal say. So for me, again, to each his own. For me, and we're going to talk about this in just a second, it needs to be a conversation within relationships. Okay, and we're going to get into that in just a second. I mean, I don't think it's a tit for tat, right? But you should have conversations in your relationships where one another's needs are met and it's well balanced. Not a 50-50, you get 100, I get 100. You know, if I need something that costs, I don't know, $100 and my husband needs something that costs, or he has something that costs $100 and I have something that costs 70. And I wouldn't say something like, well, I said $30 to spend because you spend 100 and I said $30 to spend. You have to prioritize what you're spending your money on, how you're investing your money, right? So let's move forward. Thank you for tuning in. Please like and share again. Again, I know you all can't see this. It will be up on my website on Conscious-HLC.com for you all to review. And again, if you sign up for Acorns on my Facebook page or my Clearest Conscience website under Acorns Coin Conscience, you can get this information as well. So with relationships, schedule money conversations. This is what I was just talking about. A healthy relationship starts with budgeting and communication. Like we talked about last week, budgeting. Communication is always a big deal, right? Budgeting or a financial framework will help you understand how you're spending your money and help you prioritize spending, saving, and investing together. All three of those are important. So if you, whether in a relationship or you're not, you're single, when it comes to your finances and your wealth, are you thinking about spending, saving, and investing? And that's a big deal that we need to think about individually before we can come together in relationships. And again, if you're in a relationship, it's not too late to have this conversation, right? Like I said, schedule money conversations. So think about those things realistically. Start by scheduling money conversations. Make time on a regular basis. So consistency is always a part of success. You cannot be successful without being consistent, right? So make time on a regular basis and plan for it as a routine task when it comes to these conversations, so you're not rushed, ambushed, or emotional. Money is a conversation that conjures up many reactions because it is emotional. How many can agree? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that talking about money can be emotional for people. Put a 2 in the chat if you disagree. If money is not emotional, if money doesn't stir up feelings of all sorts, embarrassment, shame, boldness, cockiness, depending on what your position is, right? So it conjures up many reactions because it's emotional, it's value-based. I'm going to share a story with you all about that. And experience-driven. All further colored by its abundance or absence. So I'm going to read that again. Money is a conversation that conjures up many reactions because it's emotional, value-based, and experience-driven. All further colored by its abundance or absence. So everything's not black and white, right? So when we start talking about money, it does get real colorful. I know for me, Queen Kathy said 1. Absolutely. I agree. For me, really quickly, as a nurse, I've been a nurse for over 15 years now. And I met my husband, my king, working at a restaurant, working in Old Charlie's. And we got together. And I'm so grateful because I was at a point where I wasn't sure I was going to go to school, but it was my goal. And that was that. And I didn't know how it was going to happen. So I'm so grateful for my king. He got me through nursing school, and then he turned around and went to nursing school, right? Years so after me. So I've had all these experiences as a manager, memory care director, memory care nurse, all these things. And he's so amazing. And I'm so proud of him. And he stands in his own right. But he does awesome in his own right. We've had the opportunity to work in the same facility, not side by side, but so many great things were said about him. And myself as well, but nonetheless. So when he would start making more money than me, especially with this last job, I had gotten so frustrated. I had been begging for this money. Everybody thought I was so great. You're so awesome. You're so this. But I would be begging for a raise, and I'm begging for 30 cents. You know what I'm saying? What's 3%? 30 cents on an hour? Like, you can keep that. That's what I feel about that. You know, and I'm looking up, I'm begging for, having to argue about 30 cents. And I'm looking up, and we're making the same amount. Now he's making $3 more and $5 more and $7 more and $8 more. And I'm like, what in the world? I was so frustrated to where I got frustrated with him. Like, I've done this longer. I know this. I know that. I should be making this. And I was taking my frustration out on him. because of what I knew what I knew I deserved, what I worked for, what I earned. And it had nothing to do with him. I would have felt that way about anyone if I felt how I felt as far as how I was treated, how I believed I was treated, or not treated, right? So having those conversations can get really heated and emotional. And he doesn't, buck back at me. He doesn't get aggressive. He doesn't argue. Actually, he's very supportive. He can't do anything, but what do you want him to do? Give back the $10 extra he's made, versus my $2, So those conversations are important, but they can be heated. So setting up those times and planning for those things and having things in order. Your partner, what they're going to ask. I know, you make this much. I know this is due. Why is this behind? Did you take care of this? Do you need extra money? Oh, no, nah, right? My husband does that with me. He's an awesome provider for myself, our family, for everyone. And he'll ask me, you need some money? I'm good. How much money you have in your account? I mean, enough. Well, how much? Well, something negative. I make it so difficult for him. And that's pride and that's ignorance and foolishness. And I'm making it difficult for someone that is, first of all, my partner, that's on my side, though, that's trying to help and be supportive. And that's what we do a lot of times, and make things so difficult to receive blessings in order to turn around and bless other people. So anyways, moving forward. Says regular money conversations can be fun in some ways. How about doing a financial Friday date night where you mark the date on the calendar to discuss and share your financial information with each other and how the household is tracking towards your goals. So how many of us have been in relationships for years and we don't have date nights anymore, and when we do, there's nothing to talk about? How about, again, sign up for Acorns, go to my webpage, right? Or go to my Facebook page at the top of the link and sign up. There's so much information like this information I'm sharing with you now. I share these conversations with my husband all the time. And talk about different money things. He shares things with me all the time. I share things with other people, right? And they share things. That's how we pay it forward and have conversations, meaningful conversations. So make sure you share this conversation with other people, please, right? But have fun with it. You're stressed about finances? Well, nothing we can do now. Let's go find a nice restaurant somewhere we've never been, get a nice meal, and let's plan to make some money. Let's plan to invest. Let's plan to see what we're going to do when these kids get out of school and graduate, right? Let's, all these things you can be talking about, over a date night, and have fun with it and reward yourself because you worked hard saving and investing, and now you can go on a date night and spend some money. So make it fun. You can do quarterly finance summits where your partners can trade off planning the agenda to tackle for near or long-term financial decisions. You can discuss a holiday shopping budget. The holiday's coming up, right? So instead of being stressed out about, the holiday, it's coming. I know I'm last minute with it. So, plan something fun where you're not stressed out. Do something different. Think outside the box. Do vacation planning. How many of us do not go on vacation? Can't remember the last time you've been anywhere. I can't get out of Indiana to save my life. My youngest son be in Cincinnati back and forth all the time. And I can't say that. See, that's the problem. I just said I can't get out of. Yes, I can. Changing my mindset, changing my goals, rearranging my finances, right? We have to stop saying we can't. Queen Tina Berry tell you, don't say I try, just do, right? So, I'm sorry, I dropped my pen. So yeah, make it fun. Tracking progress for retirement. How much money can you save? If you do stocks and bonds, if you do day trading, if you do crypto. I do crypto. I just have a little bit invested here and there as I'm learning. So if anybody does crypto and has information you want to get on here and share that, or if you know somebody that does, please share this with them. I would love to have conversations with anybody. Mind sharing information. I love to talk with somebody else though. So I will always drop the link and you can always come up and have a conversation and engage, right? And share your knowledge, right? So things like that. I'm learning about crypto, so I take pictures every day as it, grows or does what it does. And so I can keep a track of it. That's a conversation to have. So make things fun. And I get excited when I see my little money growing, right? So make it fun. And then it says it's important to make your money conversations and plans detailed and actionable. So why is this important? So when we talk about goals and goal setting, and we talked about this before, you do have to be detailed. Excuse me, that's how the universe works. The universe, God, your creator, whatever, however you want to identify with that. That's how that works. Your life has words. There's power. There's life and death in the power of a tongue, right? So when you speak things, be very detailed. We will have this house paid off by yada yada. We will have its debt cleared by this date. We will start earning 6 figures by this date. And make it actionable, because we are going to we are going to invest more money. We are going to invest a minimum of $500 a month or $50 a month. We are going to sign up for Acorns. We are going to start an investment. We are going to learn about Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. We are going to stop spending frivolously, right? We're going to stop eating out. Make plans and make them detailed and actionable, obtainable. So if it says, if my partner and I are hoping to save up to buy a house, we both need to agree on a certain plan to get there, right? If it is just save as much as possible, it could be difficult to actually measure whether you are achieving your goal. It also gives ammo for the fight if one partner spends money that the other partner thinks they should have saved. Does that make sense to everybody? So be very detailed with your goals, and then you hold one another accountable. Okay? And accountability is the key with budgeting. And again, I do offer budgeting sessions if you go to my website at Conscious-HLC.com. So yeah, be very detailed with that. Where am I at? Another part of that is having the conversation, not just money and saving, investing. And for those of you that are younger or that are not in committed relationships right now, having conversations about what people, if you don't want to call it what they have bringing to the table, ask them what their goals are. How about that? Since people are so oversensitive about when people ask what they have to bring to the table, ask people that you are considering dating, what are your goals? What are your short-term goals in life? What are your long-term goals in life? Start with that and see what they say. Well, I'm not sure right now. Well, I want to be, an entertainer. Well, I'm messing around with some of these I'm planning on going. That tells you they don't have financial goals right there. You don't even have to ask them any further. You see what I'm saying? Pay attention, be mindful of these conversations. What are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? What are your 5-year plans? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Well, I'd like to own my own record label. Are you working with anybody? Well, I've been, putting stuff out on Instagram, I got about 1,000 followers. If that's what they're saying to you, you might want to think about that. You might not even have to ask them what they have to bring to the table financially or asset wise or wealth building wise. Let's say it like that. And when you are inquiring that information, you need to know what you offer and what your substance is and what your value is to yourself and others that you are partnering up with, right? So, says it's important. Did I read this already? Hang on. So yeah, when you don't have set plans, people can easily say, well, I did save this where, you didn't say that we were going to put this much away. You just said put whatever we can away. Be specific. What is 10% of your check? Is it 10% or is it $400 of the check? Because if it's 10% and you don't work 2 days, is it 10% of that or is it? So whatever works for your relationship. Okay. So some step-by-step guides to handling money wisely in relationships. Thank you all for tuning in again. We're going to be done here in just a moment. Please like and share. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you. Thank you. So Glass to Live offers a step-by-step guide for handling money wisely in a relationship. So 4 things. And this is one person's opinion. So again, always do your research when myself or anyone else is giving you information, and don't just check once, check twice, 3, 4 times, right? Do your research. Okay. We want to be not just knowledgeable, but wise in our lives. So determine fixed expenses like groceries, rent, car payments, student loans, utilities. Be accountable for those things. And it's not just, like your electricity bill, your gas bill, right? Those things might fluctuate. You can kind of guesstimate depending on the season, right? But whether you want to do a budget, everybody, that's not my cup of tea. Whether you want to do automated payments, you want to know exactly what you're paying to be accountable for that. But kind of with your utilities, go back and you can look online and see what you're spending over the year, month by month, and kind of get an algorithm or whatever, statistics or whatever, analytics of how you're utilizing your utilities. So that kind of puts you in a way where you don't have to guesstimate where it's jumping all over the place. And that way you can kind of get control of those things. With your car payments, we talked about this last week, I think. Looking at ways to refinance if you're making car payments, if you've been paying them for so long and your credit score has improved, right? We talked about groceries and shopping for everyday expenses also. Just kind of make sure you are budgeting, writing out grocery and store lists, shopping lists ahead of time, and sticking to those budgets. That's going to be very helpful. The second one is to allocate money for joint savings and make sure you both contribute. So whether that's 50, whatever you decide that is, having joint accounts is important, especially when you're looking at buying homes or sharing credit or going into business together. You do want to have some kind of joint history of that, even if you have separate accounts, right? Plan for the unexpected with an emergency fund. And that's where it comes in with, having play money, you also want to have emergency money. You know, your water heater goes out, you know, your car breaks down, things happen, right? You lose your job, things happen. So you want to have money put up, and you want to have it invested in the proper place where those emergency funds, all your funds, are growing and not just sitting there. Okay, growing in interest. Okay. So be mindful of those things. You don't want to ever get caught up, and that's why having good credit is important, because credit cards should be properly used for emergency situations when you don't have that money for that water heater busted, right? Thank you, Ida, for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. So you want to have those things so that you're not dipping into your savings and your investments and your stocks and bonds, and affecting how that affects your, you know, income. Okay. And you're reporting for taxes. So have those emergency funds together, as well as short-term savings, and then long-term savings. And then, of course, the fourth one is budgeting for discretionary spending. That's going to the spa, getting your hair done, your manis and petties, you know, you all's Coach bags and your Prada bags and all that fancy stuff, right? Eating out all the time instead of cooking, or growing your own food. Again, shout out to Queen Kathy B, right? Queen Kathy says, I'm going to work on my budget for 2024 tomorrow. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. I know I have to. You all don't wait until the new year. Go ahead and get it done. America set it up that way so man makes more money. Absolutely. You're so right about that. And that's why I appreciate you all liking and sharing, because we do have conversations about how to, I don't want to say beat the system. I don't want to get in trouble, but how to come out on top, right, when it comes to wealth, because there are ways to do it. So, yeah, short-term and long-term goals are awesome. That's why if you look on my Facebook page, there is a budgeting notebook. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. I'll find it later because I don't want to mess this up. But a budgeting notebook, awesome. I'm gonna share that with you guys in just a little bit, but you guys gotta look at that. What else? Read some of these comments. Me and my hubby are setting our goals for retirement in a few years. Absolutely. For all that you don't know, I do financial, all kinds of financial stuff, financial support. And one of those things is helping people roll over their 401ks and their IRAs from their jobs into retirement accounts. So if that's something you're interested in, please let me know. And this is where you can actually roll that money over, and it grows interest, and you use it in order to retire off of, so that when it's time for you to start working, now you've set money aside, and now you're getting paid every month. And this money that you've invested, but it's growing interest when you're doing that. So make sure you all connect with me. That's something that you are looking into investing in as far as retirement, right? So moving forward, let's keep going. We're almost done. Thank you all. I appreciate you all. So next thing. Okay, so we're almost done with this. Okay, so we're talking about healthy money management and intimate relationships. So says here, try the speaker listener technique. And again, I know you all can't see this on your screen. It will be up on my Clear as Conscious website so that you all can see that. Not on Facebook or YouTube, but on my website. So you all can check this information out. And again, you can find it on Acorns when you sign up and start investing your money and growing your money. So moving forward, says there are a few tactics that can help you and your partner communicate about money effectively and respectfully. The key is to good money conversation. The keys to good money conversations are empathetic listening and shared power in how to move forward. Because money is so personal and each partner will have their own individual beliefs about it, ASLO suggests adopting the speaker-listener technique. Developed by, it says, relationship expert Dr. Howard Markman and others. So it says communication about your own beliefs, emotions, and desires, not your partner's problems, first of all. So your communication about your beliefs, your emotions, and your desires are not your partner's problems. How many of you all agree that your issues, that your problems, at the end of the day, are solely your problems? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Put a 2 in the chat if you disagree. If you feel like your problems at the end of the day are your problems. And it doesn't mean that your partner is not invested, that they don't care, that you're not supposed to care. But at the end of the day, your emotions, let me say your emotions, excuse me. Let me rephrase that. Your emotions and your feelings are your problems. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. 2 if you don't. So they are our problem. Right. Okay. Yeah. Right. Queen Kathy. They are our problems. So when we talk about these things, we can't get upset. I'm telling you this because I know. So with my husband, like I said, he'll ask me about money. I'm not, me and my pride, it's not pride. It's stubbornness and it's foolishness and it's time wasting. And kind of anymore for me personally, childish and energy wasting, right? When he's asking if I need something and I just can't say yes, because right now I am blessed to be able to be home diving into my entrepreneurship, and he's so supportive 100%. Right? So we had to have that conversation though, but I can make it difficult, and he does not. He just be like, you know what, chick, if you need something, just send it to me, and he goes out of his way not to make it difficult for me. So I should do the same, right? And just be open and honest and have a conversation. Okay. So it says communication about your own beliefs, emotions, and desires, not your partner's problems, is going to help the relationship feel safe enough to continue making good financial decisions together. So when we're being secretive about things and being hesitant and complicated, don't you think it would make it difficult to make financial decisions together? I do. With the Acorns thing, I told my husband, I need X amount of people to sign up. Takes me time to do those promos, right? Takes me a lot of time. Might be a 60-second promo, but it might take me 30 minutes to do that or more sometimes. So when I come to him and say, hey, babe, hey, King, sign up for Acorns. And he's like, well, what is it about? And I say something like, I shove the phone in the face. Here, well, look, I signed up. I've been signed up. You see my account. Here, just sign up. We'll just tell you what it's about. We'll just, saving more money, investing your money. Instead of sitting down and having a conversation. Again, like I said before, planning time, taking time to have conversations, healthy conversations, and sharing those things. Because I think it's a good idea doesn't mean he agrees for what he wants to invest in. Maybe he wants to invest a different kind of way or save a different kind of way or grow his money a different kind of way or none of the above. But that requires a conversation, right? How many of us have been in relationships where you think somebody's paying the bills and then you look up and see if it's disconnect notice, or you don't see disconnect notice. You just look up and your lights and stuff are off. And you're like, I thought you was responsible for paying that bill. Well, I thought I paid it. I don't know what happened. Not having those conversations. Not being upfront, right? And holding one another accountable, right? So that's definitely required. Conversations are definitely required when it comes to finances. It doesn't matter how uncomfortable it is. How do you grow? How do you grow when you don't conversate, communicate, right? So, what else? We're almost done, you all. Let me read, where am I at? So yeah, it's going to help you make good financial decisions together when you communicate. If I feel understood and you feel like I understand you, you have a much better shot at figuring out a solution that will work. Does that make sense? So if I understand my partner and why my partner utilizes his money the way he does, and he understands me, then if we're not growing any money, if we're not saving any money, if we're not advancing our wealth, then what's the solution? It says it's normal for you and your partner to have differences when it comes to your feelings about money. Compromise will be the key. If one partner is a saver and the other is a spender, plan for that. It may help to automate savings and bill paying where possible, so there's not the temptation to spend. Have funds come directly from the paycheck to a bank account specifically set up for that purpose. And if you go back to our last conversation last week, that's what I was talking about last week with budgeting. And again, you probably couldn't see those slides, but I will put those up on my website this weekend, again, along with updating the websites for United Empires of Akibalon and the Good Morning from Africa Town, Los Angeles morning radio show. So make sure you look at those, you all. And I brought those up at this point because I had to update those two, and because it is the United Empires of Akibalon is amazing when it comes to family connections, right? And rebuilding family structure. So and that starts with the parents. So let me move forward. This is the last slide. We're almost done. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Last slide. So this is the good one. Budget for play money. Again, it's important to have some of your own money as well as having, shared expenses with your partner. Partners should have some discretion and enjoyment with play money. Everybody usually feels better with someone or with some amount of money to keep in a stash or spend in a way they don't have to explain. Now, what was that show? I can't remember what my husband was watching, but it was like, it was not Big Bang Theory, Young Sheldon. He loves Big Bang Theory, so I like it too. But Young Sheldon, and I don't know if you all have seen Young Sheldon before, but it's a spinoff of the Big Bang Theory, and so Sheldon Cooper's a child, and I'm gonna read that in just a second. I'm gonna read that in a second, quick, Kathy. But with Big Bang or with Young Sheldon, so his parents, so he's young at the time. His parents, the mother is a stay-at-home mom, and she works in the church or whatever, and the dad he works in the school. He finds out that she has all this money saved up, and he's like, "Where'd you get all this money from?" And she's like, "None of your business." Every time my husband sees that episode, it kind of teases him off because he's like, "Chick, how dare you? You don't work." And it was just the way she said it. So, you can't, you got to be wise about things. If your partner's struggling and for whatever reason you have all these resources and your partner's struggling, That's the conversation between y'all. Balance that stuff out, okay? Queen Katie says, if someone bothers me or him, we go to each other. I guess that's how relationships work. Yes, I love you all's relationship. Again, United Empires of the Keep Line. We have awesome, solid Black families, right? And we've all gone through things. We have our experiences in life, but we are so happy to say that we have strong families and strong family values. And it's so important to stay connected with your partner. When I was younger, I used to have issue with my grandmother would say that you don't put your children in front of your spouse. Now, I have a blended family. And so again, teach his own, right? Teach his own in any situation, with much respect to anyone's own understanding. But for me, growing up, understanding that it was tricky coming into a blended family where I had a son and I had expectations for how my son was to be treated, better than I was being treated by whoever I was dating. But whoever I was dating was going to treat me well, right? So I did not allow people around my son that I was dating. So when my husband and I got together, there was that trust, right? So when my grandma would tell me that, as far as not putting your children in front of your spouse, I thought that was crazy. And that was a problem, was even in that blended family situation. I just thought it was crazy, like they're children. How do you put adults before children? But I've learned I've learned that, a committed relationship, especially a marriage. And I'm not just talking about a piece of paper. That's neither here nor there. A commitment, a solid commitment. There's a strong bond there, and there's a strong responsibility, right? And like I said earlier, 83% of couples say that finances affect divorce and separation. And again, it's not the amount of money, it's the mindset of how you see your wealth as far as your future, as far as your life. And that should include the person that you're spending your life with, right? So again, there has to be accountability, and you have to have those conversations. So says couples should set aside money that allow for spontaneous or small indulgent spends that you don't have to consult your partner about. When it comes to large purchases, though, the rules are different. Agreed that most purchases, especially big ticket items, will be shared decisions, right? Unless you have it like that, but still the conversation should be had, because you want to keep in mind that you're growing your wealth. So anytime you're spending, how can you replenish your wealth? And again, wealth is just not about money. It's about your health, your mindset, your spiritual, stance. It's all that. It's about being holistically sound and well balanced. Okay. So we're not just talking about finances when we talk about wealth or money. So you have to have goals with that. Outside of your play money, it says, Veseliv agrees that it's crucial to have an open dialogue about your spending and what you value. So again, are you dealing with bums, ballers, or bosses? What does your partner value? If you are dealing with somebody that just can't stay out of the casinos, and not only have they spent money on gambling, but spent money on rehab for gambling. What are those values? When you meet people in the club and you decide to hook up, and I'm not no shade to anybody, but I'm just giving you something to think about. You meet people in the club and you had your eye on this person for the past few months, because they're always in here on Saturday nights. They buy everybody drinks. They be getting, lit, whatever you want to call it. Drive a nice car. But where do they live? Who do they live with? Let me plug my computer in. Hold on. Do they have anything saved? I'm sorry to plug my computer up. Do they have anything as far as savings? Do they own anything? Right? Think about that when you're dealing with people. I'm just saying, what values do people have? If you are not in a relationship right now, that's something for you to think about before you get to making commitments. Look at somebody's credit score. And if you don't like where yours is and you'd be embarrassed to share your credit score, then fix your credit score before you start talking to somebody so that you can comfortably ask them about theirs. And you can comfortably say, decline, no thank you, if it's not right. But you got to get yourself right first, right? So something to think about. And if you are in a relationship, especially long term, and your credit scores individually are not where they need to be, that's something to talk about at that conversation. How can we get our credit score up? That should be exciting. If you have credit cards and your credit score is shot, and you have all this debt on these credit cards, figure out a way how to get that taken care of and grow your credit limit, right? And then have assets and have abundance of wealth and have abundance of credit. And it'll change everything. Shout out to my queen sister down in Target. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you. So, where was I at? Yep. So, what do you value? Identify spending habits for specific expenses where there are differences. So, vacations, restaurants, leisure things, hobbies, giving, or saving, family, right? If you're dealing with somebody that always wants to eat all the time, but you don't ever have no money, somebody should probably think about cooking. My husband, my king, loves to eat out. I love to eat out. I love to try new foods, but I love cooking too. And I'm very frugal. I love saving money. He's a big DoorDash fan. I don't care. I will go out and get it. I am very frugal with my money. I'm not cheap, but I don't like spending excessive money just because. So that's a conversation that we have, right? And so we compromise. I don't mind driving, depending on how far it is, so you have to kind of be wise with, when you are making those provisions. Hobbies, what do you do for fun? If you're always spending money, again, out and about, and you're never saving any money, that's a conversation to have. Being honest. What else? While money can be a source of stress, the foundations of a good relationship with money are the same as foundations of a good relationship with your partner. Just like long-term relationships, it takes communication, compromise, and commitment to attain success. So there it is. And this was by Sophia Pitt. Again, I was reading from Acorns. So you all check out that website. Almost getting evicted. Oh, I meant to look at that before, Queen. I'm trying to remember what you're referring to. What were you referring to about the getting evicted, Queen? The South, don't play that. I remember the man eats first. But in my family growing up, the kids ate first. You know what? That's interesting. So I think my husband asked me about this actually not too long ago. We just be having these conversations about whatever. And he asked me what I thought about how, the order of cooking or whatnot. Because my husband, he's an awesome cook. He cooks for me all the time. He cooked tonight. He made some chili. Our children were over. They ate good. He cooks well. He does not mind. He was a chef in the Marines. So he is a Marine vet. Shout out to my king. Turned nurse. So, but he was asking me that just out of just conversation. He says, what do you think? Do you think that if you cook, who should be served first? My king, and my children are not small children. But my husband works hard. And so he always gets the biggest piece of whatever. And I drive him crazy. He'll be like, why'd you give me all this food? And he eats it. But yeah, he eats first, as head of my household, because he is my king, and teach their own, teach their own. When my children were smaller, maybe, but as they got older, and it wasn't it was where they could understand, they could speak, you can sit here and wait for just a second, so I think that's really important. I know my mother, as a single mom, when we went to like family reunions or picnics, my mother always made sure we ate before she did. Now with that situation, absolutely, I would feed my children before myself. But when it comes to my king, I'm gonna take care of him. So, should a DoorDash, man, you know what? People have gotten so lazy. That's what I'm saying. Do you know how much money we spend on DoorDash and eating out? And we don't invest money. We don't grow our money. I don't even understand it. And then you're right, the tips. You have a delivery fee. What do you have? You have a DoorDash fee, the delivery fee from the restaurant, and then the tip. It's crazy. And then the cost of food anyways is obscene. Not paying bills. Talking about bums. My husband, he was a Marine. He was a Marine for 12 years. So shout out to all the vets. Shout out to all the servicemen and women. That's another conversation. So yes, thank you for all the people that try to do the right thing. So yeah, that's my thought on that. I think it's really important to have conversations with our partners. I don't think it should be so scary. And it's not just about finances. It's about Queen Kathy. What was your husband? He was a Marine, wasn't he? Or was he in the Navy? That's an interesting conversation to have. I think it's important to have conversations with our spouses about finances. And it shouldn't be scary when you're talking about building wealth, right? And it doesn't matter how old you are. Now's as good a time as any. So again, if anyone does need assistance with budgeting, I promise you all, I'm gonna get this budgeting class together. We'll do a group budgeting class at no cost, and just kind of give you all a feel of the support I offer with my Clearest Conscious Holistic Lifestyle Coaching. And again, please go over there and just sign up for free via email, just to be a part of the community and kind of get figure out what's going on, kind of keep up what's going on. All these slides or whatever presentations, they'll be on there so that you can actually see them and read through them and reflect or whatnot. So hubby was in the Navy. Yeah. They did. He said he was on Navy bases a whole lot. That's interesting. I guess the Navy, they all train on their own except the Marines train on the naval bases. And then they said, he was talking about, he likes sports, of course. He was talking about how all the schools, like the colleges, they have Army, Navy, and Air Force schools, but they don't have Marine schools. So they have to train with the naval officers. So I thought that was interesting. And I know like with ROTC, they don't have, they have to train with Navy too. So it's pretty interesting how that kind of interchanges. So yeah. But yeah, hopefully this helped you all. Please like and share. Please definitely go over. If you're looking on Facebook, please go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I would love the followers to I like to grow my audience. I don't like to use that word followers. I like to network. I love the support. So if you all can go over, if you're on Facebook, go over to YouTube and go to Clear as Conscious HLC podcast and subscribe there. If you're on YouTube, if you can go to Facebook to my Clear as Conscious page, excuse me, and subscribe. And again, of course, go to my website and subscribe via email. I'm going to be updating that stuff. Make sure you all, let me find the links again. Let me find the links. Did anybody have any questions? Anybody have any feedback? I'll put these links up really quickly so you can see where to go for everything. Let me find the United Empires of a Cuba line again. Okay, so again, shout out to Queen Kathy B, who is on here with me, who is awesome. She's always an awesome moderator, supporter, leader, friend. So thank you so much always. And she's like, she be everywhere. Because like I said, Queen Tina Berry be having stuff going on. D Mays with Mind Games Uncut, and like everywhere you look, Queen Ahmadiyya Shakur, like she's everywhere. And she works hard doing awesome stuff. So she be everywhere. So I love it. So I do love this. I'm so grateful for the support and the love. So make sure you all go over to United Empires of Cubaline.com. And again, that is supporting, that is growing our Black families back up. So again, these conversations are important for all of us, regardless of race, creed, gender, religion, ethnicity, all that stuff. But the United Empires of Cuba is the place to be when it comes to slowly growing and empowering the Black American community, right? And uniting all of us, regardless of any groups or anything like that. We are a micronation, so we're not here to divide any groups. We are here to bring all of us together in unity and harmony. So I am grateful to be able to do my part and mention that and play my part in that. So you all go over there and see how you can support that mission, right? Sign up via email for free. Definitely check out how you can become a citizen there for the empire, for the micronation, and actually find out what it's about. And then if you follow some of our posts, you'll see that we do, from the United Empires of Cuba line, have a radio station. And again, all of us work so hard. You'll see all of us on here. So make sure you do follow Queen Kathy B, Black Love 17, Queen Tina Berry with Straight No Chaser with the Queen, D Mays at Mind Games Uncut. Shout out to Pablo X, putting all our content on Instagram for the Good Morning from Africa Town Los Angeles morning radio show. So you guys go over there and check that out on Instagram. So support us because we support you all. And we're doing awesome things. Again, check out the Black Men's Group, the BMG of Indy, with my Queen Aunt and my King Uncle, Gloria and Brian Carter, the Carters of Indianapolis, Indiana, doing awesome things. So many people. Make sure you all check me out in the morning. I'm trying to run to these things so I can get off here because we've been on here for a minute. I'll be on here in the morning, 10 a.m. every Saturday, doing my nursing thing with Peak Home Care Associates. So check that out. We're located in Noblesville, Indiana, doing home care for senior citizens and those living with developmental disabilities. So if you know someone that needs care in that sense, then definitely let us know. Let me see if I can find that real quick so we can get off of here. I really appreciate you all sticking with me. I know Queen Kathy's in a different time zone. I really want to hear about this. Actually, I am going to get off here because I want to hear about Queen Kathy going to see the Aquivalon site. So again, we the United Price of Aquivalon does have land. So if you do go over and subscribe and join for as little as $10 a month to help buy more land for Black communities, right? And stop gentrification all over the country, then we would love to have you sign up and support. So she's got some pictures that I want to share with you all. So like I said, I'll be working this weekend, so I need to spend some time with my king. So I'm going to get off of here because I do have some work to do, and he's off on the weekends, and this is usually our time, but he knows I've been working so hard. So please like and share. Please hit that follow button, that subscribe button. I don't want you to feel like you're following me. I just want you to keep up with me, and I can do the same with you. We can network and grow together. If you have something that you want to share, any gifts, talents, skills, businesses, whatever, anything positive, please hit me up. Definitely email me and let me know. We can have a conversation. I would love that. That would be so awesome. I'm always looking for ways to network and grow, and so that we can pay it forward. So, like I said, please join me tomorrow morning, same place. I will be on YouTube, not on Facebook. So I'll be on YouTube on my Clearest Conscience page. On Facebook, I will be on Peak Home Care Associates page, as well as YouTube on Peak Home Care Associates, and then my Clearest Conscience page on YouTube. So we're going to be talking about, again, we do home care. So we're going to be talking about ideas for seniors for the holidays, preparations and celebrations for the holiday, just giving back to the community, which I always love to do. So please tune in for that. If you have a loved one, a senior citizen that you care for, if you're a caregiver, if you are a healthcare provider, please tune into that. Please like and share that. Help me grow this audience and put out positive content. Again, everyone I mentioned, please make sure you follow. And let's pay it forward. I appreciate you all's time. Hour and a half in, 30 minutes over. But again, I hope this helps someone. I know a lot of it can be basic sometimes, but we overthink things a lot of times, and we are not applying basic, logical wisdom to advance and grow our wealth and our well-being. So thank you for your time. And until next time, we'll be here next Friday, 7 o'clock next Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, I was trying to get this car towed and get this new vehicle. So I will be getting a new vehicle. Make sure you all, for Wealth Builders Alliance Friday, before we go, you all speak life into your situation. Speak what you want for this week, what you want for the rest of this year, what you want going into the new year. I'm super excited about positive changes, about abundant success, right? I don't care what nobody says. You shouldn't care what nobody says. I'm looking for 6 figures come January 1st. Okay. Don't care how it gets here, as long as it's legit and it continues to flow. And every time I bless, it doubles in blessings. That's what I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for a tenfold blessing. Okay. And it is coming. I see it. I feel it. So let's put some positivity out there. Let's grow your wealth. Love on your spouses, your significant others. Don't make life hard for one another. Grow your wealth. Again, go to Acorns. I'm going to play that commercial one more time. Play this outro. We're out of here. Please like and share. I love you all. Thank you so much. Then do the Acorns promo one more time. And if you have any more comments, I have time to look at those. Otherwise, we're going to get out of here. Thanks again. Hey, have you started growing your money with Acorns yet? If not, what are you waiting for? Acorns app is amazing. It is a game changer when it comes to investing your spare change and growing your money. I want to invite you to go to my Facebook Clear as Conscience page, or you can visit www.clearasconscience-hlc.com to sign up for Acorns using the link that I have provided. When you sign up for as little as $5 investing a month, Acorns is going to match that first investment with an additional $5. In addition to that, I am offering giveaways every week, and they change every week. All you have to be is the first of 4 people to sign up no later than Saturday to win the gift that is being presented for the week. So again, please go to my Facebook page. It is pinned at the top of my post, and you can find that Acorns link there just as you see here. Or you can go to my Clear as Conscience website page. And again, that is www.clearasconscience-hlc.com. And you're going to look for Acorns Coin Conscious, and you're going to click on that link and sign up there. Make sure you're one of the first 4 to do so to win the apparel that we have being presented here today. Thank you. All right, so yeah, go ahead and sign up, everyone, for Acorns if you haven't. Grow your money. I want to hear about it. Let me know how that goes for you, and I will definitely connect with me. Let me know when you do. Email me, and we can get your customized hoodie together, your design, your color, all that good jazz. So please like and share that. Again, it's at the top of my post on my Facebook pages, both my personal one and my Clear as Conscience page. Please go over to my Clear as Conscience page on Facebook and follow that. That'll be so awesome. I'm trying to grow that and grow that business page. And of course, my YouTube page at Clear as Conscience HLC podcast. And so until next time, till next Friday for Wealth Builders Alliances, Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Check me out if you're up in the morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the YouTube Clear as Conscience page. I'll be on there promoting senior health and well-being. So until then, peace, love, and blessings. Thank you again for liking and sharing and hanging out with me. Special thanks to Queen Kathy B, the United Empires of Akiba line, my Queen Mother. Everybody, love you all. Good night.